Už je zase den. Jdem toto, kam mám jít? Najdi svého toho, ne? Bylo? Hastingse. To mi pomůže s vyšetřováním Benátka. To se už kecal, že?
So, my dear book, how does our journey progress?
We are well on our way to Venice. All of our passengers are locked in their rooms by order of the authorities. I watch them when they want to stretch their legs, like the captain there behind you.
I see that you have the situation well in hand. Would you be able to accompany me to Venice to follow a lead?
I'm honored you asked me, my friend. I would have loved to help you. But I have to manage the situation here. I must make sure no one gets off the train in Venice and that Ratchet's body is transferred.
Doctor, a question. Could you assist my investigation in Venice?
I can't, I'm afraid. I'm to accompany Ratchet's body when the Italian police take possession of it. I've been asked, commanded really, to help with the autopsy because of my earlier examination.
Tady ještě, kde jsme? Tady je co? První třída? Tady bude bar, ne? Ano. Tady.
Mademoiselle Locke, you are clearly an excellent police officer. Could you accompany me to Venice for an investigation into Ratchet's activities? There is much we still need to know.
Well, yes, it would be an honor to work with you. And I'm glad you trust me. What do you have in mind?
There was a notation in Ratchet's appointment book. He had an appointment.
With who?
There were only the initials A.W. They were to meet at 10 o'clock at the Fontana dei Conigli. I want to know who Ratchet was meeting and why.
But you've already discovered the 12 conspirators. Why is this meeting important?
Unfortunately, the case is not complete. Dr. Constantine has discovered the presence of a 13th stab wound.
One of them could have stabbed him twice.
The wound was made with another, finer blade. Why would one of them have used two knives? Did they want to confess they killed him more than the others? And if so, why bother to deny it when they have already confessed? No, it makes no sense. And I do not close a case until all questions have been answered. You, of all people, must understand this.
You're right. I do understand. I'll help you.
Thank you. Together, we will uncover the truth. We will arrive in a few hours. Take the opportunity to rest.
I slept well last night. No more effects of the drug.
Excellent.
Super.
Be
Nice.
prepared when we reach Venice. We have another mystery to solve.
What it?
This is the third embarking dock, and no gondoliers available at all. With Carnival, you can't find a gondolier to cross that damn canal. They're all booked. The worst thing is that the fountain is just across this canal. We're almost there.
Plavné. Nie zase kočka. Teď. To mě zajímá.
I see a gondolier just over there.
Ještě je další, jakože... Dobře.
Show me how an American detective would handle this.
Every carnival, my friends and I mask. And every carnival, we lose one another.
Gondoliera.
Ancora una volta sono dalla parte spagliata del canale per la festa.
Sorry, I don't speak Italian.
Nummer 2. Děti nebo co? Tady jsi viděl toho gondoliera. Je to? Myslím? Chybí?
It's impossible to find a gondolier during carnival.
Pěkně. Infoturismo. Jazary. Nebo jak se to vyslovuje. Nevím, jak je ten gondolier, že říkal, že nějakého vidí. Je tady.
It's calm and relaxing, although not as clean as it could be.
Dobře. To je kdo? Tebe vrah? Haló, byl se mnou. Ha, jde na mě. Tady máš toho gondoliera. Jsi říkal, že tam nějaký je. Že se chce někdo utopit nebo co? Ale gondola tu je.
Hi there. We'd like to cross the canal, please.
There is a bridge about a kilometer down the canal.
Please. According to the map, the Fontana dei Conigli is just across the canal here.
No, I, Gabriele, cannot help you. I'm sorry.
We'll miss the 10 o'clock rendezvous if we try to get through this crowd. And have to walk a kilometer in both directions. Why is he refusing to take us across? He looks upset. I should try to find out why. If it's a matter of price, I'm sure we can work it out.
Money? Money won't help me now.
His problem isn't money. What is it then?
Jaký pohled pro soustředěný použít nebo něco? Nemůžu.
I am sure this little problem will pose no challenge to you.
Kytka.
Ah, what a sham. A beautiful bouquet crushed by revelers.
Je?
Bella Chiara, the beautiful Chiara. A beautiful name for a beautiful gondola.
No.
Great.
Vy? Ježdě, dobré. Co Gabriela nebo
Come on,
Klára?
Joanna. That's a
Clara.
rookie mistake. All right.
Tak jsem se sekl.
Score. 1 for the good guys.
No, už jsem to zase zapomněl. Poprvé rychle to vždycky zapomenu. Tady. Dobré.
I'm sorry you had a fight with Chiara.
What? How did you know?
I'm a detective. I'd like to help, if I can.
If you have a spare engagement ring, detective, I'll take it.
Ah, I see. You lost the engagement ring you were planning to give Chiara?
Lost? It is worse than that. I threw it away in the canal. I
That's
bitterly regret this gesture. I now find myself without a girlfriend and without a ring.
Dojmu.
If we find the ring, maybe the gondolier will take us across.
You are right. There is not much time. I will help you.
To jak? Tím, že budeš tady stát, jo? A dole? Vražda. To by teda pomohl, ty vole.
There are too many plastic bottles in the world.
No ale plechovka.
I don't need an empty soda can.
No co? Ve sběrném dvoře, víš, kolik by brali? Když bych donesla dost? Ha.
I know someone who will be happy.
Je, čiča. Další čiča. Budu ti říkat bourek. Tak, negodelier. Tu je.
Excuse me. I believe I have something that belongs to you.
Mamma mia, grazie mille, signorina. With this, I can now win my Chiara's heart again. I know it. How to thank you?
My
That was
friend and
me.
I need to get to the other side. We have a very important date at the Fontana di Conigli.
Ah, yes. The rabbit fountain. Of course, I'll take you across. Then I will call Chiara. Hopefully, she will forgive me.
I'm sure she will.
Well done, Detective Locke.
No, máme to. Bum, bum, a jeden. Jedem. Ty ho zaber.
The Venice is very charming. You will love it.
If it's not too much to ask, can you wait for us until we return?
Yes, no worries. I can call Chiara from here. To find the fountain, walk along the quay on the left, then cross the bridge and you are there. You cannot miss it.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, signorina. You have made me the happiest gondolier in Venice. Do you forgive me?
You have my full confidence, mademoiselle. I leave it to you.
Vypadá úplně stejně jak na druhé straně, ne? Dobře, říkal vlevo. Jaká zapadla ulička, tak se podíval. Dobře, vy tam dáte neviditelnou stěnu, jo? Ahoj, zlíci. Teď se... Aha, tam je její průchod. To je stěna. Takže tam vždy aj normální stěna. Ahoj, zlíci. Další gondola. Wow. A, Fontana. Králici. A milk.
It's 9:55. The right time in the right place. Now AW just needs to show up.
You made me run, Detective Locke. Poirot does not run. I'll wait, sitting down.
Dal się cicia. Gdzie siedzisz? Gdzie siedzisz? Tady siedzisz. A pani? Nic? Vyporaží někdo? A, knížky. Curiosità. La curiosità. Via Verdi. Ice cream. Bellina.
I have an appointment with you, don't I?
No, dove la tua mascara?
Did you have an appointment here at the fountain?
Yes, to party.
We have an appointment, I believe?
I don't think so. I've never met you.
We have an appointment, I believe?
I don't think so. I've never met you.
I have an appointment with you, don't I?
No, dove la tua mascara?
Did you have an appointment here at the fountain?
Yes, to party.
Tuc, tuc, tuc. Nic. 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 Nepustí dál? No, já nevím. Povykládají se nám se vajít nechcou. Tady něco? A nevím. To je ten. Mírek! Našel jsem
Shiny
mírek!
facial hair. The good news is that it's gold.
Jak je číslo 2? Vidíte. Proč?
Did you see anyone who could be AW?
No, no one. But who knows what those masks and costumes are hiding?
Ale, nevím, co jsem. A! Kurva, jsem se něco podíval do toho.
Nobody. The desk clerk must be asleep or off partying. If there's no one to help me, they won't mind if I help myself. That doesn't help much.
To počkej, aha, už ho dám.
Aziz Wadi. That's the only name that corresponds to the initials AW.
Paziente, non ti ho sentito. Posso aiutarla?
I'm sorry, I don't speak Italian. Do you speak English?
Of course, signorina. How may I bother you?
How? What? Oh, I have an appointment with one of your guests.
What is the name?
I have an appointment with Mr. Aziz Wadi. Do you know if he's here?
Well, unfortunately, he left the hotel this morning. He seemed to be in a hurry, but he left a carta. You are?
I'm Mrs. Ratchet.
Mr. Wadi asked me to give the message to the signore, but I suppose this is okay.
To se místo naší schůzky. Skákala pryč, Alenka se vydala s Alenkou poté, co Alenka uskoučku a přes most narazila dva muže, kteří se hádali. Číklo nohy vedli zpět do úzké uličky. Na kočku. Dělá kočka byla další uličky, Alenka zvoření rozběhla. Na místí skrat. Karta, vyšli ven a pochodovali směrem k ní. Alenka běžela až nakonec v nábřeží. Tam tajný kód. Kód, který Alenka sbírala během své cesty. Aha, super. A, prosím. Další otíča. Puk. Puk. Zelené otíčka.
So, mademoiselle, was our mysterious A.W. here?
No, but I managed to get his name, Aziz Wadi, and a letter he wrote for Ratchet. It seems to be a kind of riddle rhyme.
Let me see. Well, Ratchet and Mr. Wadi must love this book to refer to it so much.
Yes, I think we have to search and find the tracks that this person left for Ratchet to find him.
I think so. Lead the way, Mademoiselle Locke.
Super. Viděla na kašně. Viděla se jako krajinu. Bílá kočka. Byla tady. Ale teda bílý králík, ne kočka. Bílý králík. A tady dvojka, aha. Bych chtěl si zapamatovat 2. Na to je tam ta dvojka, aha. Co to můžu napsat? Poznámky. Myšlavost, narazila 2 muže. Milost to chce přejít nějaký. Už na ty moc nevidím. Milost. Ale to on? Vidíte, co tady? Podívá se, jo? A... Na uličku a přešla vost. To je bludiště. Tady asi ne. Vydač. Možná musí být podřez podle té nápovědi, no to je pěkné. Číča, další číča. Co to zapojil, když jsem přišel? Dámy? Jít. Tady promenáduješ. Taky tančí. Tady též nic. Tady to nebylo. Teď že starýho jsem teda přišel. Si myslím teda. Aspoň. Jo, starýho jsem přišel. Došla a přešla most. Tady most leží. Tady je most. Počkej, tady bylo jít na mapě most. Mimo. Kola. Kde je? Tady je most. Napádení tudy. Další kočka, kuda těch koček tu je? To asi nebude ten most. Ještě nudy. Tady je most. Myslím si, že se dva páni hádají o klobouky. Tak nevím. Kam jsem přišel? Já 8. Kdyby to bylo ono? No. 2 a 8. 2 a 8. Nohy zavedli zpět do úzké uličky, opak na malé náměstí našla kočku, která pila čaj. Kočku, která pila čaj, ježišmarja. 2, 8. Je? 5. Z uličky, kde kočka pila čaj. To nemíří? Tam jdeš.
Do you need help, Detective Locke?
It looks like the writer of this letter is quoting Alice in Wonderland.
No, I think it is a pastiche. Monsieur Carroll was a much better writer than this.
It's a riddle. No, a map.
Both. I think Mr. Wadi was worried their business might be known, and has given Ratchet directions to a new rendezvous point. If we follow the letter, our next landmark will be a cat. A real cat is not likely. Let's try to find a picture or a sign with a cat. have a reference to hats in the letter. Where can we find
Aha.
hats?
Jak se mám vrátit zpátky? Teď jsem jde. 2,8. U kočky bylo 2. Tam bylo 8. Zpět do úzké uličky na malé náměstí, kde našla kočku, která pila čaj. Kasárna pro vojáky. Zpět na malé uličky. Tady je úzká ulička. Podíval se. Kočku, která pila čaj. Malé náměstí. Zpět na malé náměstí. To mohli tady. Kočka pila čaj. Čtyři. 284. 284. Co to má společného s čajem? 284. Dál. Pak poběhla do další uličky. Malinka se rozběhla na ní. Které uličky? 284. Tady píká nebo co? Dva, 4, 9. Oh, jo.
I don't need Mr. Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. 8, 4 a ještě jedno číslo mi chybí teda, jo? 8, 4. Ale jsem zhruba správně, takže kde jsou ti vojáci? Knírek.
A gold mustache. Thank you very much.
A place with playing card soldiers. It sounds like a metaphor. What place could make us think of soldiers?
Jdeme zpátky. Tam jsou ty dveře, to už vím. Tady máme 8, 4. A 8, 4. Na tuto uličku teda. Hm. To dám ty. Další. 284, no. Olenka se za ní raduje. Velké náměstí. Velké náměstí. To je velké náměstí, co je to? Vlastně ne. A 4 jsem našel. Nechápu, ale někdy možná najít to velké náměstí. Bar. Já jsem ztratil, ale to je v pohodě. Tady 8, takže 2, 8, tam byly 4. Ztracený. Je poblíž to musí být, už šla nakonec mohla. Zpět pro ten konec. No zpětně. No ale zná velké náměstí z kasár. Jdu směrem k ní. Běžel až nakonec září. No, Burgony. Musím jít tady. Běží. Velké náměstí. No.
Mr. Waddy's letter mentions a rabbit. The rabbit fountain is an obvious starting point. I believe the letter refers to this place.
Oni mě normálně matou. Ale to není možné.
The last paragraph suggests a door that requires a
To mi
passcode.
došlo.
If I understand correctly, this code will be made up of numbers that we will find along the way.
284, no. Úplně ty dveře jsou tady. Já to číslo nevidím, tak když běžel až nakonec. No. Zpětně, kudy mohla věřit. Velkého náměstí, že? Velké náměstí. Je tak akorát prd. Je 8-4. Mně připadá jako velké náměstí. To si představuju pod tím. Další kočka. Mně zdá jako velké náměstí. No to mi přijde spíš jako velké náměstí. No to jsou kočky, ne? Ano. Do uličky. Jsou 4. Uličky, vojáci. Partoví vojáci, ještě k tomu kasárem. Mimo utěkal. Powie co? A 8-4. Tak já nevím. Teď to ani z vojáky nepřipomíná. Kartové teda. Už vůbec na náměstí. Kasárny, co je kasárny? Do uličky. Viděl, co napadá tady je. Větší nějaká. Že to je zase zpátky. Bože, no to už jsem se tím autorem myslel. Jebu na to. Mám 4 čísla, 084. Rozpustila kočka, běhla do další uličky, než se mě rozběhla. Baranky vymýšlela. Na druhé straně jdou si velké náměstí, a já tam žádné nevidím. Tam vidím až to molo. Jedině to kovéčko tady. Tady vlevo. Kde je tady? Mě to mi připomíná jakože velké náměstí. A co z toho to by mohly být kasárny? Tady má zdrhala. Policia. Bude ono. Karty. Kokso, našel jsem. 84. 6. 846. Dobré. Se rozběhla až na konec mola. Kde je ten most? Tady je ten most. Co mám vzát? Tady. 8-4, to byla 6? 8-4-6. Kurva, došel jsem na to. On pěkně zabil, takovým to vyřešení takovéto hádanečky. 4, 6, 9. Píp, 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 jsem tam! I'm in! Wow. Bude jako mrtvý. Jaký zapěl. Padnu už?
Hey, you. I can't lose them.
Jo, to musí sprintovat furt okolo. Ožůhni, krávo. Tu sprinty. Už to měl. Makaj.
Move over. Too many! Too many masks! The murderer could be standing there watching me and laughing.
That's an awful lot.
Yes, Detective Locke?
The murderer got away. I'm coming back. But it looked like he dropped something when he climbed the first wall.
All right, I'll go and see. For my part, unfortunately, I could do nothing for the victim. He was already dead. I have already alerted the Italian authorities. I will see what I can find while I wait for them.
Zjistit. No, stačeno. Dobře. Výkonnosti policie. Kde to jsem? Jo, tady jsou ty dveře. Jo. Prachy. Brýle.
A pair of
Okulary.
nice glasses.
Damskie.
Was Ratchet planning a new identity? There must be several tens of thousands of dollars in this bag.
Prvo. Dobra.
The victim was stabbed. Apparently the method of choice in this case.
No, to je to populární volba.
A bunch of keys. If, as seems likely, Mr. Wadi is a resident of Geneva, then one of these may belong to his home there. Various clothes in his suitcase. Mr. Wadi was obviously planning to leave this city.
Pasport, jo? Jo, chtěl natočit rovně, ale dobře, sedu na vás.
Mr. Wadi's Swiss passport. I'll see if I can find a match on the internet to confirm his identity.
Nakonec, že by našel Facebook, no to ještě vole.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from... No, not good. I do not think that's the right
Řekl to není. Ah. Špatně podíval na to jméno.
Voilà.
Něco je. Tady nevidím nič. Tady mrtvola. Kde jsou ty prachy? Tady nic není. Jak?
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend.
Mimo dělám nič. Něco je? Další pas.
A false passport with Ratchet's picture. Clark, Ratchet. How many others? Now he will become Enrico Caldo. It appears Ratchet changed his identity as often as his socks.
Bylo drsný. Ale teda zabilo mě to. Jak jsem toto nebyl schopný najít. Aha.
This direction looks promising.
I'm sorry I couldn't catch the suspect, Mr. Poirot.
There is no need to apologize, mademoiselle. Your efforts were marvelous. I found some information about Mr. Waddy.
Did you access the FBI database?
Don't worry, my little gray cells were enough. However, the database may confirm the origin of these banknotes.
No need. I included them when I continued my investigation.
Excellent.
Mě zajímá.
No, this isn't it. Think! Come on, Joanna. That's a rookie mistake.
Musím jakože... Aha, tak to jistě. Můžu přetočit na další.
No, Joanna. No. I did something. No, Joanna. I don't need Mr. Come on, Joanna. No. Come on, Joanna. No. I did something wrong. I don't know, no, Joanna.
Ale já se chci posunout na další stránku. No. Jo, takhle. Aha. Dobré.
No, this isn't it. Think, come on, Joanna. That's a rookie mistake.
Takhle. Jo, takhle. Teď to jo. Teď to jít na to, jak se to ovládá. Ten A215, počkej, tady. Ten A215, 3G.
That's it. No
Yeah.
rookie mistake there.
Takhle jsem si přehazoval, aha. Tady je.
That is a great detective job.
That's it.
Score. One for the good guys. Mr. Poirot, it's part of the ransom money from the Armstrong case.
You are surprised?
I suppose not. So Ratchet had it in an account at the Banque du Lac.
It would seem so. He knew the serial numbers on the banknotes could be traced, and he could not spend it. So He stashed it there.
But now he's run low, something he didn't count on.
Huh?
He hopes enough time has passed so he can begin to spend the ransom money.
Ah, there is something else he didn't count on.
What's that?
He didn't count on you, Detective Locke, and your tenacity.
Thank you. But we are still left with a murderer on the loose.
But we progress. We know Mr. Wadi had an appointment with Ratchet. He had a bag full of money and a passport with Ratchet's photo, but a new name. What is your opinion about the passport?
I discovered that he was arrested in Armenia for trafficking in stolen art and was supposed to be arraigned in January. Once again, he changed his identity and vanished.
You are correct, mademoiselle. He also told me that he was threatened, and that threatening letter we found in his room was real. He had to disappear once again.
The bag isn't very big. He could have easily run away with it. If he didn't take it, it was deliberate. He wasn't interested in the money. If the motive wasn't money, it leaves passion or revenge for motive.
So, Detective Locke, what do you think? Passion or revenge?
Revenge seems like an obvious motive to me. The murderer carefully followed Wadi from the fountain to the new meeting place despite Wadi's precautions. That is cold and careful.
Excellent. We cannot yet know for certain, but that is a sound psychological analysis. We have an idea of the motive. It is the same motive as that of our 12 would-be murderers on the train. But we still must know who was under that mask.
No.
I think Wadi's killer is also Ratchet's murderer. The motive for both deaths was revenge, and both are related to the Armstrong case through the ransom money.
Exactly. So our murderer is linked to the Armstrong case. The money is linked to the Armstrong case. But these glasses that I found in the bag, they must have something to do with this case too.
Wait, those glasses mean something to me.
Vypadá jako ten Konstantin.
Dr. Constantine? No, that's not it. They're the woman's glasses, and I think there's something about them. They're familiar to me somehow. Wait, I know. I've seen these. They belong to Susan Moreau, little Daisy's nurse. I remember seeing them in her bedroom, but they were gone the day she died.
I remember the press saying that the nurse had committed suicide.
I've always believed otherwise, and the glasses are proof that she was killed by Ratchet or his accomplice. He took those glasses. I always had a gut feeling, but now, Mr. Poirot, now I have proof Suzanne was innocent.
Yes, you do. But the question I ask myself is this. Why did Ratchet keep these glasses?
Wait.
Ratchet used to leave fake evidence at the scene of his crimes to incriminate others. He did the same thing to frame Suzanne.
Possibly. But keeping an object belonging to his victim as a souvenir of the murder, that is the behavior of a fetishist.
Now that you mention it, in my investigation at the time, I had already found Daisy's hair clip in Ratchet's cabin, and now we find Suzanne's glasses in a bag for Ratchet.
2 objects from 2 victims of Ratchet. He is a trophy hunter.
Okay, we managed to clear up some of the gray areas. What now?
The bag only contained a fraction of the $1 million ransom of the Armstrong case. The rest must still be in a secure place. I will make a wager with you that it is the Banque du Lac in Geneva where Mr. Wadi worked.
Wadi was also the keeper of Ratchet's secrets. They were killed by the same murderer.
Agreed. Well, there is nothing more we can do here except wait for the police. Prepare yourself for a long evening with the police. We have a lot of explaining to do.
And after that?
A visit to Geneva, perhaps?
Pojedem tím expresem.
Here you are at last. I was worried about you.
We just left the police station. We had to explain to the Italian police that we were not murderers.
What? Another murder?
I'll tell you when we're underway. Are all passengers and staff aboard?
Yes, everyone is here. We were waiting for you.
Excellent. Let's not waste any more time. We have to make a longer than usual stop in Lausanne.
What? How long?
Long enough to do a little banking in Geneva.
Úplně. Vím z toho.
But this is madness. A 13th murderer of Ratchet?
Mon ami, he was not well liked.
Monsieur Michel would have seen anyone enter Ratchet's compartment. And there were another 10 people milling about, taking their turn at stabbing him. How could they not notice an uninvited killer?
The 13th killer could have acted when Michel was smoking on the platform at Vinkovsky. But even after the train departed, Michel was absent from his post at the end of the corridor several times the night of the murder. I must know where he really was and when.
Může být asistent po něčem.
Yes, he most certainly returned to the train.
How can you be sure?
It's obvious. I mean, I hope Mr. Poirot agrees.
Please continue, Detective Locke.
All the passengers and crew are still aboard. If the killer of Mr. Wadi had remained in Venice, we would have noticed right away that someone was missing, and we could have alerted the authorities.
I promise you, I made certain everyone was aboard before we embarked.
Book, calm yourself.
Calm myself? But we're back where we started. There is still another murderer on my train. Wait a moment. Can I change my mind about my verdict? Can we turn everyone over to the police?
Everyone? Including ourselves?
What? No. No.
It's a
It's a
nightmare.
nightmare.
Let's take it step by step, my friend. We can start by eliminating all of the members of the Ratchet jury.
Ja kurwa. 12 lidí, kteří byli ještě to po roce koty. No, bych si pamatoval. Tenhle to byl. Tenhle si pamatuju. Toto. Ježiš, poslední. Batman, ne. Tento tam byl. Raz, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Teď si nejsem jistý. Je to bylo takhle. Jo, vzpomněl jsem si. Ještě jsem to hrál včera. Když to se hrál po půl roce, zase nevím, kdo je kdo.
Eliminate the 12 jurors, we are left with 7 additional suspects.
7? It's still too many.
I agree. We must reduce our list.
Excuse my impatience, Poirot. It's as if my beautiful train is cursed. Can you exonerate any of the 7?
Co říct? Když ten by asi takhle nesprintoval.
Adequate. Book worked hard to get me aboard the train. He is definitely not a suspect.
Až to byl se mnou.
Mademoiselle Locke cannot be a suspect. She pursued Mr. Wadi's murderer. Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer. It was Dr. Constantine who alerted... Fantastic.
Pravda.
Dr. Constantine
Nepřemýšlím.
alerted me to the 13th stab wound. He is not a suspect. That was easy. I have 4 suspects left who I must now examine more closely. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Maury, Monsieur Fauché, and Countess Andrény.
One of my employees? Suspicious?
All 3 got off the train in Venice to restock supplies. Any one of them might have slipped away without being noticed.
I suppose. But what of Countess Andrény? You cleared her yourself.
She is cleared of the first murder, but we know little of her movements here in Venice, so we still have 4 suspects to interview. Detective Locke?
I can't join you, Poirot. My chief saw something on the news about the case and my involvement. He's demanding an explanation. If I want to keep my badge, I have to call him.
Then you must do so by all means.
I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. I understand.
I'll make the call for my compartment. If you're looking for me, I'll be there.
Well, soon as I check.
I hate to say this, Poirot, but I must. There is, of course, one other suspect with a motive for murder. The ransom money.
You mean Detective Locke? Then who did she chase? Who killed Aziz? We both saw the masked murderer standing over the body.
Yeah. Zde pana Maša. Kolik? 4-5. Memory. No, pojďme na ten čajček. Tak o kterého, že to mě vyslechnu prvního? Začnu to hrabinku, to aspoň kde je. Kde je východ? A kde jsem vlastně? Prostě. Je pan Mori. Jo, to je tento je Mori. No jo znova a kde je ta hrabinka? Tady je. A je 205. Je.
Doctor, I need to question Countess Andreni.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, Mr. Poirot. The Countess had an anxiety attack when we arrived in Venice. She was terrified the police would come for her and her husband, despite how you concluded your investigation. I had to give her a sedative. She has been sleeping since.
You have stayed with her all the time we were in Venice?
Count Andreni begged me to watch over her. I have not left this room.
You're the reason she's in this state.
Book voted to absolve you all.
I accepted his verdict.
I told her. I tried to reason with her. What she has already suffered, the strain of these last few days, it was too much.
I understand, Count. It's quite all right. I have the answers I came for.
Víme, že tam spadlo. Ne? Pojďme vyslechnout. Mori je ten Michael. Kučer. Kučer má nejsnou. To je Michael. Který? Nevím. A je, koněský, to je. Jo, takže ještě tenhle. No. Takže už mám zaměstnance, no. Dobré.
Ah, Michel, I have a few more questions to ask you, if you will allow me.
Anything, Monsieur Poirot. We are in your debt.
Please tell me your movements when we were stopped at Venice Station.
Once the compartments were cleaned and the linen refreshed, I stayed in my quarters.
Did you notice anything special? Comings and goings?
Monsieur Bouc had asked everyone to stay in their compartments. I would occasionally walk the train to ensure everyone was comfortable. Oh, I saw Monsieur Maury was all alone loading his crates of provisions.
A great chef like that, reduced to petty labor.
I would have helped him, but Monsieur Bouc had ordered me not to leave the train for any reason. So, Monsieur Maury was forced to labor alone.
Let us review the actual timeline of the night of Ratchet's murder, not the one manufactured to hide your crime.
I left the train in Minkowski for a smoke. Then I resumed my post. That was the truth. The train departed on schedule, but then of course an avalanche of snow blocked the tracks. At 12:45, Madame Hubbard and I met in her compartment to discuss how to adapt our plan.
Due to the snow. And
Oh.
The little play we had staged for you had to be rewritten. I left her compartment at approximately 1:15.
then the curtain went up. Calls in the night, the red kimono, all for my benefit.
And all for nothing, as it turned out.
Do not blame yourself, Michel. I am the theater critic no playwright wants to see in the audience.
No víc správně. Tady udělali bar, tady byl ten týpek. On si hraje na piánku.
You play well. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Thank you. Many years of piano lessons thanks to my mother. I try to play in a few clubs in Paris when I get the chance, but as you can see, it hasn't made me rich. What can I do for you?
Conversation only. Tell me again about your poker game the night of the murder.
It's a regular game to help relax after a long day. Let's see, we started around 11 p.m. We took a short break in Minkowski, Hotaru, Pierre, and I. The game finished up around 2 a.m. We'd all had quite a bit to drink. Ah, yes, I left for about 10 minutes to refrigerate champagne for the next day. That must have been around 1 a.m.
Tell me about your time in Venice.
I had Monsieur Book's permission to see my sister. She lives in Marghera, just outside of Venice. She had a baby a few weeks ago. This was my first chance to meet my new nephew.
Monsieur Book gave you permission?
Yes, you can ask him.
Most assuredly, I will. What time did you leave, and when did you
Zase
return?
divné.
I left around 9:10 p.m. I was back by 10:45 p.m. When I got back, Hotaru was in a lot of pain. I gave him a back massage.
That would have been enough time to kill Monsieur Wadi and return to the train.
May I see your knives?
Of course, they are here.
If you don't mind.
Help yourself. They are under the bar counter.
None of these come close to the wounds on either body.
What? Nikdo?
You told Fauché he could go into Venice?
Marghera, actually. Not so far away. It was his only chance to see his sister. He's been working every train for weeks. There is never time to see the new baby.
Enough, Book. Your heart does you credit, but your common sense, it...
I know. But it's fine. Isn't it? He did come back.
Oh, it's fine, as you say. Unless he saw the baby, then killed someone else and returned to the train.
But that's monstrous.
Murder is always monstrous, my friend. Good evening, Monsieur Mori. May I have a moment of your time? I have a few questions to ask you.
Of course, as long as you don't mind if dinner is ruined.
I promise to be as brief as possible. Tell me about your poker game the night of the murder.
We started around 11 p.m. When John finished his shift. We played until around 2 a.m. From what I remember, it's a bit vague.
You played without a break.
Actually, we did break once for a smoke. John, Pierre, and I. When we stopped in Vinkovsky.
When was that?
Around midnight?
What did you do while we were stopped in Venice?
With Freya's help, I loaded fresh produce for the next part of our journey. Then, you may not believe this, but my job requires a lot of physical labor. My back suffers. Fortunately, Jean has become quite adept at separating my vertebrae.
As you may know, I have solved the murder of Monsieur Ratchet.
That is a shame.
I beg your pardon?
The bastard sent my steak tartar back, telling John I was to burn it.
I will add it to the list of his crimes. One wound on Monsieur Ratchet's body was struck by a very sharp, thin-bladed knife. We haven't found it yet.
You think one of mine was used?
I'd like to have a look if you don't mind.
In that drawer.
An impressive set of knives. But their blades
It's a
are
culture.
too wide to have been used for the crime.
Że?
The box is secured by some sort of locking mechanism. The design is formed by 3 commas. What is the word in Japanese? Tamoe. And it's obviously missing a piece.
Jaj. udělá?
A black feather. That reminds me of something.
Je samo. Je. No co? Kde teď jsou furt ty? Našel jsem.
Aha! Golden moustache.
Good evening, Mademoiselle Nielsen. May I talk to you for a moment?
Of course.
Признайте
Mr.
се.
Poirot. I'm not going to bed right away.
Can you tell me exactly about your poker game the night of the murder?
We started around 11 p.m. In Vinkovsky, we took a short break. Hotaru and Pierre went outside to smoke. Oh, and Hotaru got sick around a few minutes past 1 a.m. 1:10 a.m. maybe? He spent about 15 minutes in the bathroom, but he didn't want to quit on a losing streak.
Did his luck improve?
No, so we played to around 2 a.m. He lost every hand.
Can you tell me your movements while we
Just be
were stopped in Venice?
That'll be easy. I didn't move much at all. Let's see. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
Dr. Constantine found a stab wound on Ratchet's body that was caused by a much thinner and sharper blade than the others.
Possibly a chef's knife?
My thought precisely.
And you'd like to see my knives?
If you wouldn't mind.
I would gladly show you if I had any, but I don't. I use the regular kitchen knives. You may search if you don't believe me.
I see.
All the knives the staff use are in the kitchen or in the lounge, except
Except
Hotaru prefers to use his own.
Monsieur Mori doesn't use the kitchen knives?
Not usually. I know he keeps a set of traditional Japanese knives in a box in his room. He doesn't let anyone else use them. Although now that I think of it, he has been using the kitchen knives lately.
I've talked to everyone, but some elements of the testimonies do not seem to correspond. I need to recheck a few things.
No. Oj, takže.
No, not good.
Jo, opustil, aha. Takže, tak to. To si nepřečetl, co mám vlastně skládat. Neopustil veljenko, jestli že byla vysloužený voze sama. A to pro mě to je prostě vypadá, jo. No, dobře. Co teď?
I must admit I'm not right this time.
Jak to, že ne? Když ho to prokopám, hováří. Aha.
Think, Poirot, that is not a good
Cože ne?
answer.
Po roku peše to sedí, ne?
This is wrong, but
To
I'm
nevím, co po
never
mně chce.
far from the truth.
Myšel jsem.
Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer.
To vymysleli tady. Nechápu. Koupil slova, no a prostě co dá, to sedí, kurva, co se na tom nelíbí.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
No, jako typovat.
I do not think that's the right answer. No, not good.
Jo, nevím teda, co to po mně chce.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
No to jsem už klikal, tak proč mi to nevzalo?
Any of the 3 staff members had the opportunity to kill Ratchet when Monsieur Michel wasn't watching the hallway. That's the right answer.
Jak podrbal. A teď potřebuji na ten nožík. Já podívám. No ten kód. By mohl být nějaký ten, takže co mám dělat? Co mám dělat, jakože? Jo, kurva.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Můžu hýbat. No. A nejde úplně ven? Nejde úplně vyndat?
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Kurva, to chci otočit. Vidíš, má to toho ovládání, ty vole. Já tím chci otočit. Nechci manipulovat, chci otočit. Ty piča? Tyže? Tyže. Halo.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
No dírky no. Mým úkolem je co teda? To co dostat ven? No. To jak nechápu. Tam ten hlavolem.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Prostě už otáčet. Děláš piču.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
No vidím trochu. Jasně, to chápu. Co dál? Takhle, no co lhají, aha. No. Čeho starat? Kurva, jak jsi to otočit, ty kurvo. No vím, že toto ovládání, pane bože. Ty vole, s tím mrdám. No. Kurva, teď to nejde ovládat do piče. Zás.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side.
Ryba do piče, dobře. K dveřím toto do piče, toto do piče. Zas. úplně do piče, nebo jak? Jo. Ty pojď do piče, ježišmarja. Kurva, rozmýšlela toto ovládání, pane bože. Chci to přepnout. Halo, chci to otočit. To na mě odjebať.
It's still locked. I need to move the parts on the side. An object that looks like a broken comma. It must be
Jasné, že to jsem
part
našel.
of something else. Colteria Venezia. Sushi knives, razor sharp. Sushi knives, razor sharp. Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Vypaček na sushi taky.
Sushi knives, razor sharp.
Já nevím. Když jsem nechtěl, ale dobře.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Mori, but haven't you forgotten something? You haven't told me about the knives hidden in your room.
Ha! Yes, indeed. I forgot to tell you about those. They are my personal knives. I only use these knives. There are none better. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch them except me.
I'm afraid you are better at sushi than lying.
What? What do you mean?
One of the knives has an inscription, Coltelleria Venezia. Did you happen to go shopping tonight, monsieur?
Damn you, Poirot. Very well. One of my sushi knives has been missing since the night of the murder. I thought you were going to believe I killed Ratchet. He routinely sent back my dishes to be ruined. Why does God give rich people the money to afford the best cuisine, but not the palate to appreciate it? I panicked. I know a very good store in Venice. I went to buy a knife to replace the one that had gone missing. So, I wouldn't be accused. I assure you,
That's okay.
I had nothing to do with any murders.
I would have an easier time believing you, monsieur, if you put that knife down.
Oh, yes, of course.
To vtipné.
What time did you leave on your little shopping trip?
I left around 9:30 p.m. I was back a little after 11. 11:15 p.m.?
Time enough to stab Monsieur Wadi and return. Very well, Monsieur Mori. That's all for now. If I have another question...
I'll be right here, cooking.
Jasně, je to ono? Jo. Jo. Učím zase proto, něco pití. Tak čajček si udělám. A to teda pozdní dostanu. Pozdní dostanu.
Remind me of what you did when the train stopped in Venice.
No problem. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier, without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
The truth cannot hide from Poirot forever.
Jo.
That does not prove she's lying. I know there is a clue somewhere to prove she's lying.
Počkej.
Mademoiselle, I believe you're hiding the truth from me.
What makes you say that?
Monsieur Mori was loading crates of food on the train.
Yes, I helped him. You can ask him yourself.
It's true. Monsieur Mori told me that Miss Nielsen did help him. Michel saw Monsieur Mori carrying the crates of food alone. You weren't on the platform.
I did help Hotaru.
The entire time? He carried so many crates, his back was sore.
Ah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm guilty. I did leave him before we were finished, but I had to. There was no saffron he needed for a recipe. I volunteered to go into Venice and get him some. The Rialto market would be open late because of the carnival. He gave me money. I knew we weren't supposed to leave the train, but I only wanted to help. Mr. Mori can confirm this. Ask him. I saved dinner.
On behalf of my palate, I thank you. How long were you gone?
I left at 9:10 p.m. and was back with the saffron around 11. That's when I called my supplier for the items I was missing.
Miss Nielsen had almost 2 hours to buy the saffron, find a costume, kill Monsieur Wadi, elude Detective Locke, and make it back to the train for that phone call. Yes, it's possible that was enough time. Thank you, Mademoiselle Nielsen. That is all for now.
Sorry again, Mr. Poirot. I hope you enjoy tonight's dessert.
Čauko, Grajci. Hej, dá se to. Za chvíli si půjdu dělat snídaně, asi si zase na chvíli no. Co ty? Trefil jsem se.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
To chci dělat. Podat ještě zprávu. Oho. Už to já. Uvidíme, jestli se mi bude chtět ještě dřív, že jsem spal 10 hodin. Zase. Půjdu se najest a pak můžem. Já nevím, tak za půl hodinky. Já toto chci jenom tady dodělat tady kousíček, vypnu to a chci se jít najest. Bo už mám hlad. Dobře, dojdu. Nebo písnu potom. Já dodělám to. Jenom najdu tu babu a jdu se najest. Takže zatím. Počkej, která ona měla pokoj. Jsem nezapomněl. Ne, tenhle ne. Taky ne. Ne, takže on byla... No já. Ale dojdu teda za chvíli. Do půl hoďky si myslím. Jo, dojdu. To je. Mám ještě dodělat. To se savene a to vypnu. Čau.
What have you been doing, Poirot? I am completely in the dark.
I will shine some light on the situation, my friend. I have 3 new suspects who could have killed Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Fauché, and Monsieur Maury. They all had periods of time during both murders to commit the deed, and their alibis are weak. A visit to family, and not 1, but 2 shopping trips.
But all are my employees.
Alas, yes, my dear book. But we have no proof against any of them. None of the 3 appears to have any motive whatsoever.
But this is a tragedy.
Do not give up hope. We will catch this murderer. There is still one place that may hold the evidence we need.
Geneva.
Exact.
Do not give up hope? Well, that's easy for you to say. But what if it's Freya? What becomes of dessert? If it's Sotaru, who will cook? Me? And the worst, if it's Jean, who will serve the drinks?
I've been checking up on the Banque du Lac. I had to confirm my identity for Interpol, so they contacted my captain at the Berkshire Police.
I suspect he was not pleased.
That my vacation was actually an unofficial investigation? I'll say.
I would be happy to speak to him on your behalf.
Thank you, but he'll get over it. It's a chance to close the books on the Armstrong kidnapping. He stopped yelling, asked for a report, then granted me an extra week.
Excellent. What did you learn from Interpol about the Banque du Lac?
It's had a bad reputation for over a century. Customers have included the mafia, Nazis, corporate swindlers of every description, even heads of state.
It is true, this. It is the worst kept secret in banking. They take advantage of the bank's strict policy of protecting the anonymity of its clients. This is in defiance of many laws from multiple countries, including Switzerland itself. Of course, I have never taken advantage of such a corrupt system.
That goes without saying, my friend.
There are ongoing investigations, subpoenas, court orders. The bank will eventually have to comply, or its assets may be seized. But until then, it still thrives, thanks to its wealthy and powerful clients.
It sounds perfect for the late Monsieur Ratchet. Do you have any ideas?
The serial numbers from some of the bills match those from the Armstrong kidnapping. We agreed in Venice that the bulk of the money must still be physically in the bank's vault.
I concur, Detective Locke. Exemplary work. So, our next task is clear. We need to get into Ratchet's safety deposit box.
There'll be codes, passwords.
And Monsieur Wadi would, of course, have known them all. The bag of money he carried is proof of that.
We'll need to find information about Ratchet's box in Wadi's office at the bank.
Most assuredly, but remember the secrecy involved.
O,
I
jeszcze
doubt
są
his
secret,
office will
dobrze.
contain all we need. Where else must we dig? That's the right answer.
Mr. Wadi couldn't keep all of his secrets at the bank. Hopefully we'll find something in his apartment. We already have his address thanks to his passport, and his keys we retrieved from his body.
The train stops in Lausanne at 8 a.m. But that's far from Geneva. I can delay the departure until 11 a.m. No later. The police are expecting us in Paris by the end of the afternoon at the latest. They won't tolerate any delay.
The bank doesn't open until 9. I can see only one way that gives us a chance to be on time. Let's take a taxi. I checked a map. It should take us less than an hour to get to Geneva from Lausanne, which leaves us just enough time to access that safety deposit box. We have no choice if we want to be back to the train by 11 a.m. The best thing is to separate. One of us searches his apartment, the other searches his office. To access the safety deposit box, we need to find the key, the box number, and the passcode.
Suppose you find all this. How do you plan to get into the vault?
We are going to use the bank's anonymity policy to our advantage.
And the quickest way is for you to impersonate Ratchet.
I would rather impersonate Jack the Ripper, but in the interest of justice, I will do it.
We need to find the account number.
Along with everything else.
I will say I want access to the vault. They don't ask for papers or even names. The vault information is enough.
I'm not hearing any of this. I run a train company. I don't rob banks.
Perfect. Let's recap the plan.
Ježiš, pane. Ano.
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer. This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth. I must admit I'm not right this time.
No tak říkal vlastně. Rozdělil jsem říkal. Jo, přestíral, že poradil radši, aha. Tak.
I do not think that's the right answer.
Kurňa. Vedeme taxíkem, to je jasné. Rozdělíme si jasné. Prohledáme kanceláře být jasné. Najdeme informace. Přestíral, že poradil radši. Jak sejdeme se v bance, pak přestírám, že je radši. Já bych si to lépe přečíst, než to poskládám.
That happens to me a lot.
To sum up, we're going by taxi to Geneva. Then we'll split up. You're going to search Mr. Wadi's apartment. I'll search the office at the bank. When we have all the information we need, you pretend to be Ratchet, and we can finally find out what Ratchet is keeping hidden in his safety deposit box.
It sounds impossible.
Not for Detective Joanna Locke and Hercule Poirot.
We should get some rest.
You are right, Detective. We face our greatest challenge tomorrow. Together.
Mám to. Uj. Ta skládačka koně mi dala zabrat.
9 o'clock. Our driver did well. It took barely an hour to get here from Lausanne.
But we must conclude our business in 1 hour as well. Book can only hold the train until 11 o'clock.
1 hour to find the key of Ratchet's safety deposit box, the box number, and its passcode. A lot to ask.
Indeed, which is why we must split our forces. I will take the cab to Monsieur Wadi's address. You must search his office.
I have you on speed dial. And thank you, Mr. Poirot.
For what, mademoiselle?
For trusting me.
Tak už to začne. Kdyby se měl savenout. Je to, na co čekáš. Ukládá se to. Dobré. Mělo být to i doložené. Teda zapíchnu. Teda loučím asi teďka ráno. Jdu se najest. A pak asi si půjdu zahrát něco offline. Takže páčko.